Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly woo. We are in some heavy times. This eclipse season is popping and it's hot and it's only just begun. So this week's guidance was a beautiful bouquet of guidance that I think you are all going to really appreciate. So we pulled crow and horsetail. Look at that beautiful plant. So I'm going to start with crow. Crow's key word is law, but it's speaking of cosmic law, a higher law, and having right relationship with the values that may go beyond human law. It speaks of the relationship between a sense of integrity that may extend over human law, which is definitely what we're all seeing right now. Crow knows no time. It exists in past, present, and future as one. Right? So there's also an element to this of the past coming into play right now. All the injustices that we've seen before, all the civil rights movements, the riots of the past, everything coming together in this now moment to create a better future for us as a collective, and a future that's aligned with the cosmic law, which is equality for all beings. So to get crow at this time is incredible, and it really speaks to us about walking in integrity and really doing the right thing. So as we see, there's sort of two camps going on. You know, I'm in Los Angeles, so this is right in my face. There's two camps going on. We have people who are trying to peacefully protest for this cosmic law of equality for all humanity. And then we see people who are looting and taking advantage of the situation. So this is where we're given a choice this week. Are you going to take advantage of situations, or are you going to act and choose to live and speak with integrity? Beautiful totem. And there's a lot of them here in Los Angeles. If you watch my last video, a crow was cawing as I was speaking. It's time for us to stand up and create the future that resonates with a higher vibrational law, the law of oneness, right? Then we got horsetail. So these plants are actually considered living fossils. Look at that beautiful card. Because they existed millions of years ago. And they, at that time, would grow as tall as trees. Now they only grow a few feet high. And the horsetail is incredibly rich in silica. Now, silica is the basis of crystal formation. And it's also an incredibly important part of our body. This message is very clear. As you can see, this plant looks like an antenna. And actually, our etheric body is very much like this image as we pull in information from higher sources, right? As we pull in information from the cosmos, it looks very much like this coming in. As we magnetize it in, we open up to it. So this card is saying, align with your highest self. Now, the highest self is that part of you that knows what is right and wrong, beyond human law, beyond the opportunities that you may have to succeed or get ahead or get one up on someone. The highest self is what is guiding you if you listen to your heart. So as I see this image, I see like the information coming down and that crystal being like our heart center. So this week, we are really being asked to go deep within, that we may listen to these higher parts of ourselves. Now we can call them angels, sometimes the highest self. If you work with me as a client or you listen to my meditations, we go into a heart-centered space to meet different archetypes that we work with, be it the inner child or the internal mother or father. Well, the higher self often presents itself as a sage or a wise woman or a man, like a wizard, a Gandalf, so to speak. And this week is going to give you the opportunity to really get to know this part of yourself that is going to guide you to the next best step, and a step that's rooted in goodness and integrity, and in a future vision that encompasses equality. Now, this card can also, if we want to get real woo-woo, I mean, this is the good woo, let's go here. This can also signal communications with star beings. So, there's this entire theory that humans aren't native to Earth, that we were seeded here. And then we call this the living library of all these different species, so to speak, that were seeded on this one planet. And that's why we are so special as Earthlings. And that's why this planet is so revered. It's like a jewel in the universe. And what this is talking about is a connection to our star lineage, our star ancestry. Now, this really takes Crow in, right? Because Crow is multidimensional. They say that what a crow experiences is all the dimensions around it. It has a sight into all of them, whereas humans, we're limited. We're experiencing the third dimension, the fourth, maybe the fifth. Some people say they are. This is all something you guys can Google like crazy, and maybe I'll make some more videos on it. But nevertheless, no matter what level of understanding of this concept you're at, this week is going to offer you an opportunity to dive deep into it. So, what are the origins of humanity is a question that's going to be coming up. Now, something else that comes up for me as I see this, as a woo-woo lover, I've gone deep into all of these subjects. And one of the interesting parts that we experience around racism as humanity is if we can't figure it out here as a human race on the planet to love, respect, and care for each other regardless, and in fact, because of our differences, that makes us this living library of this diversity, this beauty of difference, then how on earth could we ever expect star beings to want to come and commune with us if we can't even accept each other? How would we experience what we call extraterrestrial life? Because it's going to be different than us if it exists. So if we pose this what if question, well, then they must be looking at us like, oh guys, no. We're not going to show ourselves to the humans yet. They're still killing each other because of the color of their skin. What would they do with our, I don't know, 5 eyes and 5 legs or bird heads? Who knows? But it's this idea that I want you guys to grasp, whether it's true or not. This idea of we live in a universe of incredible diversity, and we see that on our planet as the microcosm of the macrocosm that is the universe we exist in. And difference is what creates the expansion of the soul. Other people's opinions create an expansion of your own consciousness, even if it's difficult to hear. So this week, we're really being asked to align with the cosmic law of oneness. that everything is created from one source that has fractalized itself all the way to Earth, where it's fractalized itself into all these different species, minute, large, to the microscopic, to the huge galaxies that we see. We're really being asked this week to take this broader view and to bring this higher level of consciousness and thinking down into the situations that we are in, on and in our neighborhoods and streets, and in our relationships. If you are not aligned with your own inner compass of what is true and good for you, this will be an eclipse season of much karma. And what I mean by that is, it is going to be so clear when you are not in alignment with your higher self. This eclipse season is going to give us the opportunity to flush out the pettiness, the resentment, the racism, the hatred, the division. Each and every one of us are getting this opportunity. And this week offers it up. We have this full moon eclipse on June 5th that, and as I look at this card, I just think this full moon eclipse is really going to give us this opportunity to go higher, because you're going to want to go low. You're going to want to punch below the belt, right? Anger is going to come up. And anger is not a bad thing as long as we channel it into higher positive action that reflects our higher ideals and beliefs. We use the anger and the frustration and the pain and the sorrow and the despair to create this new future that will protect each and every human being. Now, this goes for no matter where you are on the side of the causes that we're going to be seeing this week as we're seeing now. This goes for the cops. This goes for the protesters. This goes for each and every one of us. No matter if you're wearing a uniform or street clothes, there is a higher law. And are you aligned with that higher law? This week, you have an opportunity to do so. The message is going to be coming through loud and clear. So a good way to access your higher self is simply to just ask that the connection to it be opened up. Now, some people, I was raised Christian, and my higher self oftentimes presents as Jesus, as Yeshua. And it can change for you. It doesn't have to be a static situation. But just the intention to call upon wisdom from higher sources is going to benefit you in every way this week. So thank you so much for viewing the Weekly Woo. Please like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. Thank you for watching it on Instagram if this is where we're meeting. Please like the post. And you guys, this week, if this speaks to you and you know of people who could also use this message, please share this, because that's what this is all about. The wisdom is meant to be shared. The guidance is meant to be shared, because we're creating a new world on so many levels, right? The old structures of the past must fall to the vision of this higher future. And there's no way around that there's some destruction in that. But we can mitigate pain and violence by accessing this higher knowledge, this higher wisdom that each and every one of us have access to in every single moment of our life. Stay safe out there and make the right choice, the choice that comes from your heart.